preacher, it's okay. No need to get excited, it's just cabaret. And even you're invited, but leave your doomsday prophecies at home. Yeah, it's alright. Step right up and try it, and we'll dance all night. You love it, don't deny it, but put us down and you can dance alone. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Hope you're doing all right. Let me get this turned down just a bit. Okay. So today we will be doing yet another practice round for dirty old Teeds. Today we will be doing an Italian menu. We'll be doing, I don't know what shape of pasta I'm going to use yet. We'll probably just end up doing tagliatelle because it's the easiest. So that's kind of cheap and cheating, but we've got some extra pasta dough in the fridge. We might play around with pasta shapes, see what shape we decide to make. Because I feel like this is really best with rigatoni, but I don't have a pasta extruder, so I don't have a way to make rigatoni. So yeah, we're gonna try and figure something out. Figure out what kind of pasta we want to use. All right. Grab a towel to go under our board so it doesn't slide around. There we go. Nice and framed up there. Cool. So, in advance of this, though, because it is practice for Teeds, and because I do know what recipe I'm making here, because I know this like the back of my hand, better than the back of my hand, literally, because who stares at the back of their hand? I'm going to, let's see. Am I cranked up? Am I a little loud? Looks like I might be a little high, a little sensitive. How about now? Nope, now I feel like I'm a little quiet. How about now? Check, 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 check. And now all of a sudden I'm not nearly as loud. Let's go. Click it up a little bit. Check, check. No, we're still low. There we go. That's a little better. All right. Now then, I feel like that's better. Shayna, hey! Is the music better? Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Hey, Shayna. Sorry, I was trying to sort that out. I felt like I was a little bit loud. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because this is practice for the Teeds thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prep everything the same way that I would be able to for his show, which is to just measure everything out and kind of have everything ready to go, have a hot kitchen. And then I want to make sure that I can make this from beginning to end in an hour. Song levels. Okay, let me... Alright, let me get this turned down here. Yeah, whatever. You know, I feel like maybe I just shouldn't. Maybe I should just never have music anymore. So the beginning, anyway, I say that to say that the beginning of this stream is going to be rather boring because it's just going to be like. I don't want to end up working with like a bunch of pasta whenever it comes time for Teeds, so I'm just gonna make a. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what. 200 grams probably. So rule of thumb for whenever you're making fresh pasta is 100 grams is how much flour you want per egg. So 100 grams, one large egg. That's a ballpark. Sometimes it'll take more, sometimes it'll take less. All right, so we've got enough there for our pasta. It's good for me. Well, and I appreciate you speaking up because this is, I mean, like, sincerely, I don't know if nobody tells me, and I know I've mentioned that before, but sincerely, I want you to know that I do appreciate that. So yeah, yesterday was practice for Teeds, and turns out I did make that whole country ass breakfast inside an hour, per his rules. So that is executable, but I don't know that it presents that well, and I think probably 95% of this competition is how it presents. How does it look when other people are looking at it? You know? Because they literally can't taste it. I just worry that maybe the breakfast doesn't look pretty enough for people to know exactly what's going on there, which is just a whole lot of food and coordination in a very short time frame, and it was all ridiculously good. Like, I feel like, you know, it's really easy to sit there and say, oh, this is really good, you know, and even if it's shitty, you could still say that, but that was fantastic. I was really well pleased with yesterday's breakfast. All right, so we've got our grill pan. Put our grill pan right there. Flour, egg, anything else? Just jotting this down in case I decide to break. Oh, in case you decide to make pasta? No, just quite simply 100 grams of flour and a single large egg. That's it. You can't possibly overwork it. It is dead nuts simple. And I know that everybody's afraid of the Italian grandmother way of making pasta on the table, but I promise you that is the right way to do it. It was too brown for you, sorry, but I know it was delicious. Okay, so there you go. There you go. That's good input, Shana, because I feel the same. I feel like it's a bit monochromatic. It's really, 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 really tasty, but it's a bit one color, right? All right, go on. Get out of my kitchen. I told you I wasn't gonna fight you this whole time. Otherwise, I will fight you, dog. No, I won't. Not really. I love my dogs. I couldn't fight her. She's too old and sweet. And by sweet, I mean she's kind of... she's a sweetheart to people. She just doesn't like new dogs. Any dogs that she hasn't met yet, she's like, nope, I've met enough dogs for this lifetime. Maybe in the next life. But for now, Rowdy was the last one. No more new dogs. I don't want any new dogs. Honestly, the only reason Rowdy got to stay is because she didn't immediately attack him whenever he came running up on the property for the first time. Which has been her go-to move. This, look at this, guys. It's right here. It's a beautiful Le Creuset enamel cast iron grill pan. Picked this up at a thrift store for like, I want to say it was $12, but it may have been as low as $5. So, always check your thrift stores. They don't always know what they have. No, it's not often that you'll find deals like that, but yeah. And it even came with a matching lid. Well, hey, bud, you're all clean. Holy smokes. And even came with a matching lid. Also, really heavy cast iron. All right, handsome. What are you doing? What are you doing? You coming to see me and Shayna?
Hi, Shayna.
Let's see. Had a dog incident Thursday night. ER wanted to put her down. Luckily, my vet rocks. She's doing good. Oh, thank God. 17 and a half years. Wow. Wow. Hi, Shayna.
You gonna blow kisses too?
There you go. You blow a kiss? High five, dude. Good job. Hey, Tucker. Oh, that's a big burp.
It was.
Oh, clean baby smell. I guess there is something to it. That's right. You fix your hair, bud. However you want.
It's my hair, and I'll mess my hair up if I want to mess my hair up.
Hey, Tucker. High five. Or mess with your hair. High five. There you go. Thanks. It was getting weird. You were leaving me hanging, bro.
I mean, leaving Daddy hanging.
So, let's see. I have to get in there and clean that real good after this usage. But yeah, right, like this lid is super cool because it's gonna make grill marks also. So I'm gonna go ahead and whenever I get the pan hot, which is gonna be here shortly, whenever I get the pan hot, I can get the lid hot too, and it should grill mark both sides and cook the chicken very quickly. And I think it'll be a big help in this particular instance.
Hey, Tucker, come with Mommy. Come. Hey,
Come with me if you want the boob.
something like that.
And there goes little chef. What shirt are you wearing? Is it just a regular old tank top?
Me, yeah.
Plain old tank top?
Just a plain old white beater.
Well, Shayna loves your wife beater.
Cool. Are you sure it's mine or not Tucker's? Tucker's wearing Kansas City Chiefs.
Very specifically says, "Buddy, I love your tank."
Oh, yeah. No, it's great. It's comfortable AF.
I think it's the color. I
Yeah,
think her
probably.
favorite color is purple, actually.
That's awesome.
Hence the purple.
It's purple.
Yep, there you go.
Yep, nope. It's one of my favorite colors too. I get you. Get you.
So yeah, we get to heat that pan up on both sides. Or heat that chicken up on both sides because that lid will be nice and hot whenever we go to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and start it heating up just over low heat so that we get some good. So here's the thing. I don't know if there's any real science to it. I think there is because I've been working with pans and everything long enough to have an opinion on the matter. When you crank a burner up to high and you get heat coming through and there's that initial heat, it's hot. I mean, obviously it creates sizzle, but I think that it's different than the heat that exists in the pan after a while. Like, you know how after a while medium is pretty dang hot. Like medium, if you've had something in a pan and on medium for a while, medium's plenty hot to do damn near anything, and sometimes it can even get a little bit hotter than what you'd like, right? So I think that there's something to that. So what I like to do is whenever I'm trying to put heat in the pan, I'll put it over a fairly medium low heat first off and get it really, really good and hot for a while. Irish Fatty, what's going on? Is that freaking Mama Huevos? No way. No way did Mama Huevos just walk up in this kitchen right now. Newman. What are you doing? Welcome in, Mama Huevos. Ah, you beautiful, gorgeous son of a gun. Mwah. Thank you so much for sharing your friends and family with me. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Hammer. I cook. True story. Today we are doing some really awesome Italian food in preparation for the Teeds TV cook-off competition that's going on this Saturday. I believe it's 7 p.m. Central Time. You can double check that. But anyway, doing practice for that. And so what I'm doing is kind of getting everything set up the same way that you're allowed to get set up beforehand. You're allowed to have a hot kitchen and you're allowed to have your stuff measured out ahead of time. And then you got 1 hour to cook it. So I'm going to see if I can execute that menu that Shayna just did. Thank you very much, Shayna. See if I can execute that within an hour once we've got everything sorted and settled out. So right now we're in the sorting and settling out boring part. But here in a little bit we'll be in the cook everything in an hour mad rush part. Oh, hey, there's Teeds. Look, there he is, live and in person. Speaking of which, speak of the devil and he shall appear. Can I get, oh, sweet, we got a shout out for Teeds. Did we get one for Mama Huevos yet? We definitely need to. But most of the people that are in here came with her anyway. So let's see, who's new? Who we got here? We got DJ Zavi Arizona, or DJ Xavier Z, however you say that. If I've got it wrong, you can spell it out phonetically for me. I'm always happy to correct myself. Thank you very much for the follow. Mrs. McFly, thank you very much for the follow. Layla310, thank you very much for the follow. I genuinely appreciate all of it. We are only 6 away. Guys, you know what we do every 100 followers around here? Every 100 followers, chat, you guys get to decide a brand new ice cream flavor. I used to run an ice cream company. This is my cool old logo. It's my old sticker. We made magnets out of it. Anyway, that's my ice cream company I used to run, and I still have my industrial ice cream equipment. And so you guys get to decide base, mix-ins, flavors, sauces, whatever you want. And I just build it. And we do that every 100 followers, and we're only 6 away. So thank you for the 3 new followers that put us 6 away. Genuinely appreciate it. But hello there. Oh, there's Teeds. Speak of the devil. Raylin, welcome in. Thank you very much. Vinny Code, welcome in. Thank you very much for joining. Irish Fatty, welcome in. Thank you very much for joining. Let's see who else we got going on that's brand new. Mama Huevos. Lulu, thank you very much. DJ Zavi, welcome in. Thank you very much for following. Mrs. McFly, welcome in. Thank you very much for joining and following. Say, man, you got a joint? Let's go. Let's go. She got to play with. Okay, well then I'll type it in because she needs a fancy one in my book. So slash. There you go. For anybody that doesn't already follow Mama Huevos Kitchen, please do. She's amazing. Does a lot of great food, and I can't really even pigeonhole her down into one specific type because she's really all over. But great cook. I've seen her make a lot, obviously with a name like Mama Huevos, she's gonna make some Latin food quite often, but it's not always the same stuff, and it's really cool stream. Great, friendly, bubbly, always smiling, always laughing. Probably the laughingest, happiest person I've come across on Twitch. God's honest truth. Oh, let's see. We make ice cream. Vegemite flavored ice cream. I'd do it. Look, if chat votes it, I'll do it, man. No lie. Let's see. Lurking for a few so you can stuff your face. Thank you very much. Vinny Code, welcome in. Thank you very much. There we go. Okay, so measuring out stuffs, getting stuffs ready. So let me grab a couple of eggs because we will need those for the pasta. Now look, guys, I could just cheat and go, oh look, pasta. because I just made some pasta the other day, but I just want to make sure that I could do it in an hour. So I'm going to have a lot of extra pasta on hand, and that means I'll probably make a breakfast pasta tomorrow or something. Just at random. So I got 200 grams of flour. I'm going to use 2 eggs with this. That's kind of the good rule of thumb, like I said, for making a fresh pasta. 100 grams of flour, 1 egg. You can scale that up as much as you like. Let's see. Let's go ahead and grate our parm. Now, if y'all remember, if you were with me last time I made an Alfredo base, I said I wanted to try grating the parm on the actually graty side instead of the shreddy side. So we'll see how that goes. I think it'll melt well, and I know that it grates really fast. And it may just be the new thing. So that tells me that I'm going to need a saucepan for that. What? Hey! Stop. Yep, no such thing. Megan for 3, how much am I doing? I'm making for, well, Tucker does eat his fair share of pasta. 300 grams of flour to 3 eggs is good for about 4 average adults. Now, if you got 4 big eaters on your hands, then you want to scale that up, 404 eggs. Right, like, so usually I'll use the small shreddy side. Well, actually, usually whenever I'm making my Alfredo base, because I want the cheese to melt as quickly as possible, so that I don't put any work or heat into the fats, so that they don't separate too early. Usually I'll use my microplane so that it gets super feather shred, but I think I'm going to use the graty side. This always ends up like shake cheese, like the stuff that you get in a green can, but out of fresh Parmesan. So I think that will be small enough to melt fast, just like the feather shredder, but be way faster than feather shredding. Also, welcome in Alice in Wonderland. Great to see you. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. The green, I'm not saying use the green shake cheese. I'm saying use fresh cheese, but maybe this graty side will work a little better. Because, I kind of feel like this ought to almost instantly melt, because it's basically Parmesan powder, right? And I feel like that's almost got to be finer than even the microplane. It's great to see you as well. Oh yeah, I love those rotary ones. Those are pretty cool. I used to have one, but I kept breaking them because, I don't know, giant mitts, Hulk smash. So I had to go with more durable gear. By the 3rd one, I was kind of done buying them. I'm not easy on equipment, specifically. Teeds, if you're still hanging out in here, I don't know if you were around for yesterday's stream. That thing, I need to shrink this down. Or actually, let's just do this. There we go. Switch spots. Let's do the Grady action on the large part. Teeds, if you're still here, I know, right? These stupid mitts. Yesterday on stream we did country fried chicken, hash browns, eggs, biscuits, and gravy, all within an hour. Dandruff cheese. Brings a new meaning to the term head cheese. Anybody ever eat head cheese? That's a bizarre one. I'm not opposed to eating anything, so I'm not saying I wouldn't try it. I just haven't tried it. Not anything I've had. Yeah, I've had trotters several different ways actually. Oh, the rotary grater, Alice? Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you grate a lot of parm, whenever I first got started cooking, I worked almost exclusively, well, I worked exclusively in Italian kitchen. I cooked almost exclusively Italian because I just got balls deep in it. Like I was all about it. As soon as I got my first real kitchen job, I loved it. And, oh shoot, I had a couple of redemptions. I'm sorry, Shayna. I was greeting everybody and there was a raid. Give me just a second to finish this parm. But anyway, so that's when I bought them, was whenever I was working at that Italian joint, and I just first started learning to cook, really. I mean, not really, you know, I started learning the super basics at like early. But anyway, shoot, now I'm all flustered because I forgot Shane and I feel bad. Anyway, I know she don't hold it against me. But anyway, since all I was really getting instructed on was Italian food, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go through a shit ton of Parmesan cheese. It warranted the purchase. And then they started breaking too often. And I was like, okay, scratch that purchase. Finding a plan B. All right, there we go. Big old pile of cheese. That is probably about 8 or 9 ounces. I think it was an 8-ounce wedge, so it's probably closer to 7 ounces, because there's got to be probably an ounce worth of rind left. So anyway, it's about 7 ounces of fresh grated parm. Let's go ahead and scale a pint of heavy cream into our saucepan. it ain't really all that specific. It don't have to be that particular, but I figure I've got to formulate a recipe anyway, so may as well weigh it out. I kind of already know how much it is, but let's see. Yeah, the aspic is the weird bit, right? At my convenience. Thank you, Shayna, very much for understanding. Sorry about that. Okay, so for those that don't know, this is a 21 and up channel. Or sorry, 20. I guess 18 and up. I always say 21 and up because that's how old you have to be to get into the weed place anyway. Anyway, adult use, recreational cannabis legal state. I'm an adult. I choose to recreate with it. So if that offends your delicate sensibilities, turn away. I'll be done in like 2 seconds because we're doing the clean and easy convenient carts today. Extra parm, extra good. Thank you very much, Shayna. I quite needed this. Yeah, that is quite well prepared. I showed up with a good old-fashioned positive mental attitude and a set of non-slips, as instructed. All right, let's see. What else can I do ahead of schedule? I can go ahead and slice up and clean these mushrooms. So why don't we get that done? Say that, and then I can't find the mushrooms. Oh, it's because they got put in the meat drawer. Silly. Oh, that is not sharp at all. Alice, you would be disappointed in me at how dull that is. I know that you think all my shit's dull, but this one's exceptionally dull in this moment. Or unhoned, I guess, would be the more appropriate term. Though still dull by your standards, I know. Alright, so for this particular dish, I do like to slice the mushrooms. It's a rare thing for me. I usually quarter mushrooms because I prefer the bigger bite, the texture that it provides. But for this dish, I kind of needed to let go of a little more moisture than it does whenever you quarter them, so I'm going to slice them. Yo, what's my favorite food? You need to know for reasons. My favorite food, it's really, really difficult to say because I will say that I am fond of Mexican food, I am fond of Cuban food, I am fond of Italian food. Those are my primary three. Death row meal, I'd have a real hard time not picking good fresh sushi or cochinita pibil. So I guess for sake of reasons, I will say cochinita pibil because nobody's probably ever said that. It's probably 50 people have said sushi. And if you want to know how to spell that, it's Cochinita, Cochinita, Cochinita space Pibil. It's like a Yucatan. It's a Yucatan Peninsula kind of old school Mexican, slow roasted, slightly spicy pork. I love it. I kind of got obsessed with it originally because of the movie Once Upon a Time in Mexico, and then I decided that I wanted to make one good enough to be shot should that guy ever happen upon my restaurant. And so I spent the time from whenever I think I saw that movie whenever I was 18 or 19, and I've been working on that recipe ever since, and I haven't changed it in the last probably 2 years. But it took me that long to get it to what I consider perfect. And even over the last 2 years, I still maybe do a little bit different method, but same ingredients. I actually, here, if you want to see what it is, I've got a picture of one that I made in my food porn. I'll pull it up real quick. Because there's no way I wasn't going to make my favorite food on this stream. Well, apparently I've cooked a lot of food or something. Something like it. Oh, you know what? This is I think this was one of the ones I actually did put the recipe up on. Probably be easier to find it there. Yeah, there we go. So here's this is it as an entree. This is Cochinita Pibil that I made on stream here. Black beans, yellow rice, pickled onion. This is some of that extra marinade in the back with it. It's in a grease separator because it has a big fat layer, and you can get the marinade off the bottom, but there's that big fat layer on top, so you want to pull it off the bottom. And then you use the leftovers to do anything you want, but there it is in taco form with a fresh pico and some red cabbage and the same pickled onions. But anyway, there you go, Teeds. Oh yeah, got to turn that off. There we go. Shayna would take a ribeye with sauteed mushrooms, baked tater with all the fixings, and some veg and garlic bread. Yep, that's it exactly. Yeah, thank you very much. It's definitely my all-time favorite Mexican thing. that not many people know of. I've only seen it in a very, very few. Really, I've only seen it in 2 restaurants ever. I feel like that's a damn shame that more people don't know about it. But it's similar to Pastor, but way less sweet and a little more spice. It's good. I love it. There's not a whole lot that tastes like it. The closest thing you can come to it is Pastor, but even that still ain't the same. All right, now I'm going to take all these mushrooms and go ahead and clean them off. Let me grab a bucket real quick. Hey Shayna, what am I about to use? For anybody that doesn't know the answer to that, it's flour sack towel. It's one of my favorite things to use in any kitchen. Lint-free cloth works perfect for straining any number of things. It works great for filtering fryer oil. You can strain stocks and broth really well. You can make cheese with it. It works perfect as anything that a cheesecloth does. But it has a much finer mesh and you get to wash and reuse it many, many times. I laugh because Shayna, I called Shayna out because Shayna actually bought some flour sack towels because I've been constantly recommending them pretty much every time I use them. I just never shut up about them because they super are handy. Like, we don't even buy paper towels. I used to buy paper towels from Sam's Club, which if you're not in the States, Sam's Club is like a bulk store. It's like a supermarket, but everything is giant sized. And we used to get paper towels literally by bulk in Sam's. Now, we didn't go through a bunch. I tried not to abuse the paper towels, reserving resources and all that. But we stopped. We don't buy paper towels anymore. I use those flour sack towels for everything that I would ever use a paper towel for, and it's better at it. Yeah, it's like Costco. That's exactly right. All right, let me go ahead and wash this board off. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and chop some basil. But anyway, I went from buying paper towels in bulk to not buying paper towels at all anymore just because of flour sack towels. And all I had to do was buy a couple of them. Not a couple of towels, a couple of packages of them, because they come in like packs of, I don't know, 10 or 12 or something like that. You get 20, somewhere between 20 and 30 of them, and you probably won't need regular paper towels anymore because you can just use those and wash them. Flour sack versus color banded so these, if this is what you're talking about, like a bar towel, these are terry cloths, so they got lint in them. These are way more absorbent, but flour sack get pretty absorbent once you get them good and broken in. Once you've washed them 20 times or so, these will soak up quite a bit. Let's see. That's the problem is cochinita pibil, that's what I would consider my signature dish, but it takes 3 hours just to roast the pork. And that's not considering the marinating, but I am allowed to marinate overnight, which this chicken that we're going to marinate here on the stream, I will actually be marinating ahead of time. We're just going to do a short one here because I'm relying on the flavor to mostly just sear in from the grill pan, and I don't need the chicken to have a ton of flavor. Most of the flavor I'm relying on the sauce, actually. Let's see, I was going to chop basil. Our basil plants are not quite ready to harvest any yet, so we're still buying basil, sadly. All right, I'm going to set these actually aside later, and we'll chiffonade those on our final plate whenever we're ready for plating, so that it looks all pretty. Oh, I paused that. Hang on. You only use paper towels for pet mess or drastic kitchen situations. Yeah, they're pretty close. It just the flour sack doesn't leave any lint behind. I found flour sack towels out whenever I very first started working in like fine dining. A lot of chefs at the past clean plates with flour sack towels. That was in more than one restaurant that I worked at, and I just, once I found them, it stuck. I was like, oh, this makes all the sense in the world to me. Why buy a bunch of cheesecloth that you're just gonna throw away? You can buy flour sack towels, do all the same shit, do it better, and you can wash them and keep them forever. Basil, so we're not going to stop there. You know, I forgot that I had threatened to make pecan pie on somebody else's stream, and I threatened to make it today. But you know what? We'll make it tomorrow with all of our extra pasta. We'll make an extra pasta dish, and we'll do pecan pie tomorrow. That sounds delicious. It's 7:59. Do you know where your children are?
Trying to sleep.
Sound asleep. Heck yeah. You want to feed the pups? Pecan pie. Heck yeah. Better, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. But you know what? I don't even use cheesecloth to make those either. I use T-balls. I use T-balls for mine. Again, reusable. I don't like things that are wasteful, man. I try to eliminate as much as I can. There's my fave Canadian. Words I recognize. Chicken, pasta, mushrooms, and salad. What's up, T? Hey, I didn't even see you sneak in here. My bad. My bad. What's going on, T? Thank you for joining. So I don't know how to say it, Shayna. I've heard them say it before, and I haven't heard it in so long that I've forgotten how to enunciate it properly. But it's basically herbs tied up like a little satchel. You get a bunch of herbs, and you just tie them up in a piece of cheesecloth and stick them down in a stock or a soup or something, and then you can just pull that sack out later for easy removal of all those, so you don't get all the leafy stuff in your soup. Anyway, there's my fave Canadian. How you doing, Sprocket? Great to see you. Thanks for stopping in. We're setting up, getting ready for our effort, our second go round at Teeds. We did a heckin' crazy breakfast yesterday, and it all worked out. Within an hour, we had 5 minutes to spare. And now we're trying meal number 2. Some good fresh pasta Italian food. And we're gonna see if we can make fresh pasta hand rolled in under an hour. Now I know I could do it with cheater machines, but I'm gonna see if I can do it without them. Because here's the thing, is I wanna make it as approachable as possible, and I feel like every time somebody sees a pasta roller or the pasta attachment on a KitchenAid, I feel like they get scared away because they feel like it's another expensive piece of equipment that they may or may not have room for in the drawers or the cabinets or something. Yeah, I mean, it's not that expensive. They're typically $30 or less, but even still, I want to be able to, I want them to see that you can do this with a rolling pin by hand in under an hour and kneading it by hand in under an hour. You don't need any fancy tools or equipment. You're in the hammer time right now. Canadian sound word. Yeah, same. T-balls for the win. 4 different sizes. There you go. Bouquet garni. Thank you very much. 2 of those sizes are for tea. So glad you could catch me. Excellent. 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 So, all right, we've got our mushrooms cleaned, chopped. That's good. I don't mind chopping onion, garlic. That can happen in like 30 seconds on stream. Do we need to do anything else ahead of time? Let's check our list. I've made all of this 1,000 times, but I just want to make sure that I have it all in front of me so I don't miss anything, because I feel like if I'm rushing through, I tend to miss things. Sometimes. Not usually, actually. When I'm in the weeds, I'm still pretty good.
Restaurant personnel usually work better in the weeds. To be fair.
Teeds, hey, if you're still here, Teeds, can I make my dressing ahead of time? It's just salad dressing. I'm sure some people would pull it out. I'm gonna make it fresh. Just a question. I don't care either way. I don't think it's a make or break. I think I can probably still make dressing in the time. I just wanted to know for my own personal.
Come here, Ruckus. Lady,
Dressing is okay ahead of time. Per sprocket it is.
wasn't there something else that you wanted to ask him about marinating maybe?
No, it was about making dough, but I don't think I'm gonna do anything that involves that. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and set everything out and pretend that dressing is not okay to make ahead of time. Let's get everything staged, ready to rock. Put my mushrooms in a bowl. P.S. She loves us. You know what? If Gloria West says it, I believe it. Alright. So I'm gonna need this and this over here. I'm gonna need olive oil wherever that landed. I think she keeps putting it up here. Okay, or not. I'll need that for later. Hey, dogs, get out of here. Let's see, I'll use probably that for the pasta and that for the salad. Let's see. Haven't done a challenge since Breakfast Castle, and you have 1,000 to your cause. Alice, we were gonna do a Breakfast Castle here, and then the dogs ate half the dough and almost died, so we cut it. Edited for content. Hey, Puck Bunny, welcome in. Yeah, so Teeds TV, he does so I think there's going to be 4 on our episode. It's between 4 and 6 usually. At the end of every month, he's been doing a cooking challenge where all the chefs come together, everybody does one signature dish, and then everybody does one recreation of the same dish that he'll give us a recipe for that we don't know in advance. But then all the money raised during that stream goes to charity, and they've already done like thousands of dollars to charity. It's been a really, really cool thing to watch. And I thought, whenever I saw it, I was like, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, submitted my application, and this was the callback. So we're just checking to see if we can do things within an hour. Yesterday we did that big ass breakfast. We did that all within an hour. We're allowed to do certain prep things, and that's kind of what I'm doing. How can you join Teeds TV if you're here? Why don't you let her know? But if you don't, if he's not still here, let's do. Oh, nope, that's not right. Must be just regular Teeds TV. No space. That's gotta be them. Anyway. On their about, there's probably an application or something. There's just a link that you click that you just apply for it. It's really just pretty straightforward. All right, what was I doing? I was setting out the ingredients so that we're ready to go. Oh yeah. Yeah, we got heat in that. Okay, so we need this. I was looking for olive oil. That's why we got distracted, because we didn't find an ingredient where we expected to find an ingredient. All right, there's that. There's that. This is my spin on Greek dressing. I really like to add molasses in mine. We do need dried oregano specifically, not garden fresh. whenever you're making Greek dressing. I don't know why, but that's just the way it goes. I don't ask questions because I don't know enough Greek people, if I'm honest. I feel like that's a good reason not to ask about Greek salad, is I don't know any Greek people. It's probably just enough. Ugh. Yeah, no problem. I think it's great. And I would love to watch you do it. I think it's neat. You do know a lot about Greek food? Then why is dry oregano a mandate in Greek salad dressing instead of fresh oregano? Because I have questions. What else do I need? Lemon juice. And I'm still looking for my olive oil. Still looking for my olive oil. Well, I didn't put it out of here. Okay. I'm running out of places where I could have hid it from myself. Puck bunny? No? Okay. I guess. How the hell do you do Italian food? How the hell do you make salad dressing without olive oil? Guys, there we go. We got put in this one. There we go. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need our chicken. All right, and then let me think. Okay, I've got everything for the dressing. I've got the chicken to marinate. I've got the stuff to make the pasta. I've got everything to make Alfredo. Save the butter. Come out now. Need a knife to cut, which I've got. I'm disorganized. It's not an age thing, I don't think. Okay, let's see. Cook pasta, saute. I need my big saute pan down. That'll come in at the end. Start getting that warm. This is warm. Okay, now I know that you guys see a lot of times Italian grandmas will go on and on about, or people, even not Italian grandmas, people say that Italian grandmas will go on and on about adding salt to the water. Well, the biggest reason is because, like, okay, look, if you're using box pasta, it spends what, like 10 plus minutes in the water, right? So because of that, it's gonna soak up quite a bit more salt than if you're doing fresh pasta. If you're doing fresh pasta, it's gonna kind of be in and out of the water real quick, so you need it to soak up salt more quickly because it's not gonna spend as long in that water. So you need to salt the water heavier whenever you're making fresh pasta, and that's why Italians make such a big deal out of salting the water, is because you have to salt the water extra heavy whenever you make fresh pasta, which is what they assume that you're going to do. All right. Got my salt. Let's go ahead and salt the water here. I'm going to give it a double dose here. All right, now the other thing that I can do ahead of time is, let's see, I'm going to make my dressing. Let's see, I'll make the pasta on the board. I'll make the dressing in a bowl, so let's get that. And I'm going to do it with my stick blender, so we'll go ahead and get that ready. This shitty stick blender. This is not a good buy. Do not recommend KitchenAid stick blender. A no, 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 no. Not at all. Not even a little bit. But it's the only one I've got, so that's what I'm using for now. Great stand mixer, shit stick blender. Okay. So that sets me up for my dressing. I'll put that over there. This will set me up for my pasta, ultimately. This will go for the salad as well. My other salad stuff ready to go. Camadas right there. And feta cheese, feta cheese, feta cheese. Feta cheese. Puck Bunny, if you're still in chat, if we've got feta cheese, let me know where. Pretty please. All right. Fresh is best. Okay, fair enough. Oof. Half full jar of molasses did not survive it. Oh no. Not only is that an unfortunate loss of molasses, but that's gotta be a mess. Holy Lord. Fresh seasonings tend to turn black and also contribute to botulism for long-term storage. Could be related. Could be. Volatile oils that get removed during drying are often seen as spicy or offensive by picky palates. Okay. T ... Sorry if I'm missing stuff. Preserved in oil is fine. Botulism is prevented with acid. Like, yeah, fair. Salt my box pasta water. Yeah, and do continue to salt your box pasta water, Shayna. Just extra salt fresh pasta water. That's all. Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, salt water from the sea is way too salty for pasta, but like, yeah, for fresh pasta, it's different. Yeah, it tastes like seawater. That's exactly right. You'd never use stick blender until a few weeks ago, and by the time you figured out how to use it, your kitchen was covered in broccoli cheese soup. Oh no! Oh no, T. You've mopped twice and your kitchen's still sticky. You only laugh because you can relate. Hey, I ain't even making fun of you. And I feel like Alice is right there with me. Like, it's just, yeah, I can see it happening. I think the worst thing I've exploded in a kitchen recently was like sometime last year. I forgot to take into account how much a hot, like a temperature hot sauce will expand whenever you put it in a blender, and I secured the lid on with the plug attached to the top of it, and that steam just shot red enchilada sauce everywhere. Everywhere.
Honey, are you sure we got that?
Honey, I'd put feta on the list that I sent you for.
Not on my list.
Okay, so there's no feta cheese, so we'll have to imagine feta.
When you're in the store. Kiddo's asleep. Wakes up. I'll be back as soon as
No, it's okay. I mean, I'll literally imagine feta unless you want to, like, I would like a Greek salad. That wouldn't be so bad, but I swear I put feta on that list.
I cleared it and
Okay.
there was no feta. I'm sorry. If there was and I missed it, I am incredibly sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't have a way of looking at the list right now because we got the phones in use, so it's not a big deal. Like, I could just use it if you want to go for it. If you don't want to go for it, okay. Okay. That's hot. That's hot. This is... I don't have enough burners to get that hot in advance, but that's alright. We can get that hot when the time is ready. And... yes, thank you. That's a fantastic idea. Alice, you beautiful son of a bitch. Same with you, Shayna. Same with you, Shayna. I really need that because I'm about to set a 1 hour timer and go absolutely nuts for an hour. And not absolutely nuts. It's fairly straightforward. Done this recipe forever. And I still owe Shayna a trip to London. Oh no, I ain't even mad that there's no feta. I thought I put it on the list, I guess I didn't. The Greek salad is the last thing that I'll assemble anyway, so it's allowed to be the last thing that shows up. Okay, dressing first. Dressing first because we got to marinate the chicken. I just had that in my hand. What do I do with it? There it is. Okay, so dressing first. Then we're gonna make our pasta, We're gonna make our Alfredo. We'll cut our pasta. Cook the chicken. Cook the pasta. Straight into the saute. Chop a salad and be done. Quack, quack. All right, ready? Let me make sure this is framed up a little better. It's a little low right now. All right, come on. There we go. That's better. Okay, computer, set a 1 hour timer. Okay, 1 hour starting now. So we're gonna do our dressing. First off, we're gonna do 1 clove of garlic and some lemon juice. Alright, so I'll try and work through describing this with an English accent, just because we owe Shayna a bit of an English accent, don't we? Bit of a trip to London, as it were. Alright, chop up the garlic, there we are. Go ahead and add that in there. Alright, now we're going to do about a tablespoon, a little more lemon juice. There we are. We're going to do about the same of red wine vinegar. Oh, look out, there that goes on the floor. Of course this would be open. There we are. Then we're going to take a bit of molasses. This is what I feel like makes my Greek dressing mine. I really like a good tablespoon or so of molasses in there. I feel like it gives it great taste, great flavour. It's a bit of a signature thing for me. I take pride in it. Alright, now we're going to take our stick blender and we're going to slowly drizzle in the olive oil. Oh look, it's going to reach. Barely. Hey, it does. Alright, cool. No, it doesn't. Not quite. Alright, so just trust that I'm doing that. And I'm just going to slowly add in a bit of olive oil, just a bit at a time. It will emulsify. Just a slow drizzle. Well, it should have emulsified, it did not though. Not completely anyway. So I can see there's still some sitting on the bottom. Like I said, it's a shit stick blender. Oh, fucking hell, we'll get a whisk. Sod it, we'll get a whisk. Fuck it, we'll do it live. There we go. See, told you it would emulsify. Just like I said it would. What else do we need? We need our oregano, our herbs. There we go. Big dose of oregano. Bit of salt. And fresh cracked pepper. Alright, now I'm going to pour a bit of this over the chicken. Bit of this. Just boneless, skinless chicken breast is all I've got in this bag here. Save the rest for the salad. And that's the end of the timer for the accent. Thank you, Shanda, for the redemption. I'm sorry it took me so long to redeem myself. See what I did there? Rye Cerrone, what's going on, Rye? How are you? The Major Bear's voice on Alexa. Her bossiness would finally feel warranted. But the English accent's all vowels, isn't it? And it. Oh fucking hell! There we go again. Another five. Another fiver. Rice-A-Roni's goodish. All right, so there we are. Marinates in chicken. Another five we go. So let's see, here we are. Wipe that down. On next we've got to make the pasta, so let's clear our counter. Alright, now we take our 200 grams of flour, pour it out in a mound like that, make a bit of a well like that, all the way down to the bottom, like really on the bottom. That's where the egg's going to go. There we are, straight in. Here we go, egg number 2, straight in. Like so. Now, just going to grab a fork, nothing fancy, just pop those yolks just a bit. Right, I'm just going to start dipping it up. Now we can start scrambling it, start working it. Oh, we've got blowout, damn it. Trying to avoid blowouts really. It's alright. Try to keep it away from that one side. But as you'll see, this the egg will start to take in just a bit of flour as it needs it, right? Like as it can, as it wants to, it'll take just a bit of flour. And that one's not clean. Got to get another one. Fortunately, I'll keep a spare for just such an emergency. Look at that. No more blowouts. All the eggs in. All the eggs where it belongs. Perfect. That's what we like to see. So as you can see, as it starts to whip around, it's just going to smack the walls out for you, right? As long as we're not trying to blow out the walls, you're going to be able to work it in, slowly incorporate it. See how this one's getting close over here? Take our dough scraper, form that wall back up. If you don't have a dough scraper, just any flat edge will do. It's fine. You don't have to be all fancy with it. Alright, now you see how it's getting to where it's not filling out into the pools. Like once it gets to that stage where it's going to stay together and not like run out, which is where I say it first starts to turn to dough. Alright, see here we've got open space and it's not filling it in. So I'm going to call that the dough stage. We're going to take our fork, clear it off, just like so. Then we're going to fold that over like that. And just start folding it. There we are. Work it with your fingertips. It doesn't matter, you can't overwork it, so don't worry about how much of your fingers you use. Just like it's easier to clear off your fingertips than your whole hand, so I'm saying fingertips for that reason alone. Alright, so that's the end of the accent timer. Nailed it. All I'm doing is just rolling this over itself over and over, just folding it in half over and over, and it'll pick up flour. You see it starting to clear my fingers now. It'll pick up and take whatever flour it wants. Alright, so we'll stop there, we'll pick it up, and all I'm doing is I'm just folding it under, grabbing it, folding it under, right? Grabbing it, folding it under, grabbing it, and folding it under, and I'm just doing that quickly. All right, let's see. All right, last thing I read from Rice-A-Roni was good-ish. So I'm going to pick up at Giordi. I'm not sure what was before that because I can't scroll up and see. My hands are covered in flour right now and I'm on a timer. But Rice-A-Roni, I've got a 1-hour timer set in which I'm trying to make fresh pasta by hand, and a Greek salad, and some grilled chicken. We've got the chicken marinating. We made the dressing. All right. Clear some of this flour out because I think it's taking as much as we're going to need. On the bright side, all that dough making has made our kneading technique pretty excellent. Do Geordie LaForge with a Geordie accent. Hammer doesn't talk as much as a Brit. Hey, Jade, no. Y'all, the kid is sleeping and mom is gone and I'm on a timer cooking food. I need you to not wake the kid up barking. Okay, there we go. Our dough's really, I think, fully hydrated with that. And we're just going to keep on working this dough to make sure that we fully develop the gluten where we need it to be for pasta. There we go. This is good. So I'm going to go ahead, ball that up. Get my plastic wrap. Obviously, this would be open ahead of time. Obviously. All right, into the fridge this goes. All right, now that's gonna rest while we make the Alfredo. All right, let's wipe this all down. Now, do you guys see, we measured out 200 grams of flour, but it didn't take all of it, right? So it's not specific. It's more or less, because not all eggs are the same size. Even though it says large and they're pretty close, they're not exact to the gram. So flour is never going to be exact to the gram. Let's see, garbage bucket right there. Okay, our Alfredo is just as simple as getting our cream, our heavy cream. This is 1 pint of heavy cream that we started heating up earlier. We're gonna melt 1 stick of butter. or not 1 stick, 1/2 stick, sorry. 4 tablespoons, half a stick of butter. Let me wash all that flour off my hands. Okay, let's move you guys over to the stove. I won't be doing this during the competition, but it's only fair that you guys get to see what's going on over here. All right. So there's our butter that just went into that pot, and we're going to add in all of our parm that we grated earlier. Again, this is about 7 ounces, give or take. Shed some light on this situation. Alright, and now for our next trick, whisk that together. And okay, I've explained this before, but whenever you're making an Alfredo base like this, just make sure that, okay, think of it like a fuel tank. You've got so much fuel to make the trip, and whenever you get to the end of the trip, your sauce is going to be broken. Every time you put heat into the sauce, it uses fuel. So right now we started it cold, which is all the way full, and we're working our way towards all the way empty. Now we're just barely going to bring the heat up in the sauce in the beginning, just enough to melt the Parmesan and the butter. That's it. Just enough. And as soon as that Parmesan's melted, we're going to kill the heat under it and stop working it altogether. And then we're going to do it the rest of the way in the saute pan, and that's where you're going to use the majority of its fuel, so to speak, is because that's where your heat's going to be really applied, is going to be in the saute process. All right, so that's going to come together just nicely. Our water is just about ready to boil, so it is right where we need it to be. All right, our Alfredo's made, so now it says to cut pasta. So little under on the relaxation time, but that's all right. That's what happens when we're shortcutting fresh pasta. Oh, okay. Thank you.
It was only $2 a piece, so $4 for cheese. But there you go.
All right, so I'm going to cut this dough now. Well, I guess we were premature over to our hot station. I forgot we had to roll out our dough yet. So there we go. No, he didn't, not at all.
Oh, this is really good.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Snoop Dogg's 19 Crimes red wine. Thumbs up from a wine fan. I'm not a wine fan, so I wouldn't know.
If you like a red wine, it's good.
All right, so I'm gonna cut this pasta, cut it in half.
Looks like my initials. I know it's not, but it looks like it. Keep an eye on him. Tablet it up.
Okay.
Cheers, everyone.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and I'll be out when it's ready.
Okay. All right. If it starts sticking to your pin, add a little flour because that means it's too wet. It'll stick to it. If it sticks to your pin, it's definitely going to stick to itself. All right, chat, hang on. I lost an onion. Onion down. Trying not to get into politics here. Well, I must have missed some stuff. Sorry, guys. I've been head down. Give me just a sec, guys. Sorry. There we go. I can see the table through it. That's pasta. Okay, so sprinkle it up with a little bit of flour so it doesn't stick to itself. Don't skimp now. You'll feel stupid if you got it to this stage and then you mess it up because we went light on the flour on the roll here. I hope all you boys and girls are behaving as such wonderful ladies and gentlemen that you are. I just see the word politics and instantly like kind of pucker just because it's such a buzzword these days. Even though I really wish people would get over it and at least talk about it, because really it's the only it's the only tool we have to use against large corporate interests. But hey, what do I know? I just cook. Shut up and cook the food, chef. Here we go. We did salvage at least one good portion of fettuccine. Computer, how much time is left on my 1 hour timer? Oh, I have 31 minutes? All right. Okay. We'll go ahead and roll this next one out. Yeah, that's the one that she got. The Snoop. I read that Snoop made friends with Martha, and 19 Crimes is surprisingly good. We almost picked up. Martha has a 19 Crimes Chardonnay, and Snoop has a California Red in the 19 Crimes. We almost picked up the Martha, but we got the Snoop. I knew that Snoop was on the bottle, but I didn't know Martha had one. It's kind of cool that one of them's the red and one's the white. Now you guys, the way to tell when it's the right thickness for pasta is you can start to see the things underneath it. So like I can see the wood texture underneath here, and that means it's just about right. Look at that, I'm so confident in my timing. I took time to roll out extra pasta. We don't even need this for the challenge, we're just doing it. The reason we pack so much flour in there whenever we roll it is because it makes it unstick, and it's gonna let it all go. See, look at all this flour that fell. It doesn't need to hold on to it, so it's not gonna. That's why you fluff it like this. It gets rid of all the excess flour. That's not the most evenly cut pasta of all time, but that's all right. All right, there we go. Batches of pasta ready to go. Up next, cook the chicken. Okay, heard, cook the chicken. Let's get caught up on chat. I'm confident enough that let's get caught up on chat. Make sure there's no chaos going down while the cat is away. All right. If I fold clothes like I fold that dough, I feel sorry for my closet. I mean, you're not wrong, and there's plenty of perfect things for box pasta. It's just there's something about fresh pasta that's just immensely satisfying. Once you can do it once, you're like, oh, this was way easier than I thought. Shayna with the box works. I get you. Really quiet and he talks a lot. A lot of people always tell me they could listen to him talk all day. I bet they're in luck. some might call me conversationally domineering. I call them conversationally boring. That's fair, Alice. I know folks is like that. Shouting out Jade. Bird Jade. You don't mind those that talk a lot. You get annoyed by those that never shut up, but never actually say anything. Yeah, no, that's fair. Need to get better at presenting in a kind way. Honesty is good. But yeah, but there's a harshness that can be avoided while still being very direct. Everybody shouted out, Feta, thank you very much. Conscious of other thoughts and feelings is an important part of communicating with others in an effective way. As a high-functioning artistic person, I have a keen focus for emulating empathy. Thank you very much. And I feel like that's exactly correct. Since BTUs are directly convertible into calories, hot food is more calorie dense than cold food. Oof. Now my brain hurts. Love me some Snoop and Martha brownies. Hell yeah. Rolling the dough, chef on a timer. Thank you very much for letting people know I was on a timer. Lurk, you're having dinner. Excellent. You like the way you like while you like the way I look. Like the way I look while I cook. Gotcha. As a man, I appreciate the level of urgency and intention in your face while you massage that dough into submission. Fresh pasta smells like, well, I think that's weird. Square root of 2 is approximately that. Look at that pasta. Way to go, chef. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, you smell everything. Okay, now I'm caught up. Hey, look at that. I caught up. Computer, how much time is left on my timer? Let's see. All right, Alfredo's melted fully. Yep. Now that was a solid break to come and chat to you guys, so I don't want to hear it if I go over time by a couple of minutes. I'm sure I'm going to hear it anyway, but it's okay. It's all right. I expect it. All right. Grill pan, nice and hot. Grab our olive oil. Take that up to a rolling boil. Let's see. Do we have enough temperature in our pan yet? Yeah, buddy. That's what I mean by real temperature, right, guys? Okay. If it's not threatening to burn my house down, is it really searing? Pasta's in the water. Woo! Oh, that is. Well, that is cooked in it. Dang. Okay, we're gonna kill the heat on that. I need a good spot to set it that's not gonna like burn through some shit, because that has got some heat to it.